Our reporter Simon Burke now joins us from the OR Tambo International Airport. Simon, it has been an afternoon of festivities, truly is. What has been happening? Who has arrived? We know that 2 batches have now come through. What's the latest there from the airport?
Right, well, yeah, 2 batches have shown up, but not William Webb Ellis yet, the trophy, and not Kolisi or Erasmus just yet. They're in the 3rd group. That group was held up, so it's put a big delay on all the proceedings. However, huge cheers when the players came through. Massive cheers. The first group was Peter Steptoe, Faf de Klerk, and Alton Yankees. And then we had a huge group come through, and it was just pandemonium here at the airport. Green and gold as far as the eye can see. Incredible scenes. A lot of people saying this win more important than 1995 and 2007. This was the win that truly did cement a more inclusive Springbok team. And because a black South African lifted the Webb Ellis Trophy, that meant that so many more South Africans could identify. And this team has gone on record as saying their job was to come and inspire hope. And if they could do just 1%, if they could contribute just 1%, it would have been job done.
A very different OR Tambo there compared to 2.5 months ago when we were sending off the Springboks as compared to today. The sentiments around that?
Yeah, no, incredible, because 2.5 months ago it was in a car park in the airport out front. It was a few diehards, a smattering of fans, a couple of hundred. There's now a couple of thousand, more than a couple of thousand, about 10,000 plus. Everybody's here, and they're prepared to wait for a long time. Uncertain as to who was showing up, when they were showing up, didn't matter. This is history. This is what the people wanted to see, and they were prepared to come and wait. And they are still around. They're still waiting because the trophy still has to arrive. So does Kolisi, and so does Erasmus. And then this incredible story, this incredible team will be complete, ready for their trophy tour on the 7th, on Thursday. That's when it all begins. A visit to the president, and then away they go on the highways and byways of this country.
So we do know the public, of course, is there. The batches of players have also come through. In terms of high-profile individuals, who is in a company there at the OR Tambo International Airport?
It's hard to see who's here. I'll just tell you, all South Africans are here. Everybody's here. This is a very, very inclusive vibe, atmosphere. The Guijo squad's here, the Ndlovu Youth Choir, they were warming up. We were greeted by the sounds of the police brass band. They sung out the national anthem. Everybody started singing. People have been dancing, walking around the terminal, waiting and waiting. They're going to be reassembling now for the main group to show up. But it's just been such a super positive atmosphere, and it's not about who's who. It's about all South Africans showing up. Everybody's welcome at this party.
Fantastic news. You talk about the last group that will be coming in. What time can we expect them, and what was the reason for the delay today?
Well, we can expect them around 7:30. That's what we're anticipating. 8 o'clock, maybe the latest. And the delay, well, I don't know what it was, but I think it's down to World Rugby. They should have organized South Africa flights out of the country, out of Japan, and off they went. But there was a delay in Australia on their connecting flight, and that's why Erasmus, Kolisi, and the rest on that group in that batch was delayed.
And let's just quickly talk about the second batch that came through. I mean, we saw the likes of Dwayne Vermeulen, Magazole, Mapimpi, Cheslin Colby coming through. Who else formed part of the batch?
It was also the reserves. It was the guys who didn't play a part in the big day. Kobus Reinhardt, Vincent Koch, those guys, Sabu and Kosi. But the point of that was it's a team effort, so everybody's entitled to celebrate. We also saw Jesse Creel and Trevor Nyakani. These were players selected in the original squad, got injured and had to be sent home. But that didn't matter because everybody gets a medal in this team. If you contributed, no matter how small, you get a winner's medal, and you are part of this team. And I think that's what Erasmus and Kolisi were trying to define, is that there's no pecking order, there's no hierarchy in the Springbok side. Everybody is part of this. It's a full team effort, 100%. The physios, the bus driver, the logistics man, everybody got a medal, everybody's part of the team, and that's who arrived now. A lot of the bit part players, but they felt so wanted and so needed by South Africa. They all got huge cheers.
Oh, that is fantastic. Simon, just tell us what else we can be expecting from you to come throughout the program tonight.
Well, as I say, we're waiting for the captain, the coach, and the trophy. So that's the big three. That's the triumvirate. Once that's complete, the team is back together. They're going to bide their time. They're going to sit tight, and then they're going to begin their trophy tour. So that's what we're patiently waiting for, and that's what all these people who've made their way to the airport will be anticipating in the coming hours.
I think what's fascinating is that South Africans were able to come in their numbers from about 2 p.m., 3 p.m. You would swear it's not a working day, but that just goes to show the camaraderie and what this Rugby World Cup really has done for South Africans. We will be crossing back later to our SABC reporter, Simon Burke, later on. Tsepiso, what can we expect?
Thanks, Kolisi. It's interesting that Simon talks about that there is no pecking order. Well, there is a pecking order. It seems that the Springboks are on top of the game. They are Rugby World Men's ranking top. They're top of the list at number 1 with a score of 94.14. Of course, we'll have more details of that ranking. But now